Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is The Long War. I'm Robbie B, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher, Stephen Four, and Mike Haspel. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, what's up?
Hey, everybody.
Bikes! I've been saying that all night, and where it comes from is from a bit by Tom Segura, who's a stand-up comic, and he's talking about some guys getting sent to prison to get scared straight. And it's the line one of the inmates says to one of the kids when he asks what he was stealing. And it will make a lot more sense when we're done with this episode.
I'm never going to get sick of hearing you say that, Haspel. I want you to know that.
I say that now. I haven't gotten tired of hearing anyone in the show say legit or
literally.
Sorry,
Literally.
We're switching to legit.
Yeah,
That's the
legit. Yeah. It's so legitimate.
Legitimate. Yeah, that's the new thing. I guess we have gotten tired of literally, I guess.
Nah, I literally am never, it's never going to get old.
My fist on.
Man, I swear to God, if I hear somebody
I think he says Mephiston.
Mephiston.
Is that how he says it?
No, I call him Mephiston.
Mephiston.
My man Mephi, because that's what I want to call him for short.
Master Meph.
Yeah, everybody wants to spell out Mephiston because it's pronounced Mephiston. I'm
not even sure about that.
Well, that's what they all. It sounds like somebody's taking a Mephiston.
If you want to really be different, you could always use his proper name before he became the Lord of Death.
What?
It's like Calisterius.
Calisthenics.
I knew that.
So, guys, we did it. We successfully have survived and come back and have run the Long War doubles in SoCal at SoCal Games and Comics.
The first of many from SoCal Games and Comics.
And they had a really great store. I even discovered some new product, which surprised me. Yeah, I was like, it takes a lot for a game store to show me something I've never run into before. And they had some dice boxes that I was like, yo, folks at the Haven, we need to start carrying this product. Because it is.
You talking about those card boxes?
For your cards.
Yes, they were great. They're like Ultimate Gear or something.
Oh, and yeah, Ultimate Gears. Yeah,
one of those 80-count boxes will hold 2 Shadespire decks perfectly. And
you saw the folders. The folders blew your mind.
Yeah.
The dividers.
Yeah. So you buy a thing of dividers, get an 80-count box, and that holds 2 of your Shadespire decks perfectly.
So, yeah, and then one of those decks you make sure is super, super damn powerful, and the other one is less powerful.
And then you try to teach everybody how to play Shadespire with your broken ass stuff.
So before I want to tell this story. So Friday night we're doing the social. Kenny's streaming it. Man, we're having an absolute blast. People are in the store. It's a beautiful store. A lot of space. Guys are coming in. We actually get Shadespire in and 40K against Kenny and I tag team up against my boy Lance and Oscar. They came together. Joe was there kicking him. And there's a lot of people, right? And so I'm like, yo, Haspel, it's time. Let's do some Shadespire. So as standard, I've been taught multiple games, right? And I'm like, yo, I'm a gamer and I speak the language. Just kind of give me the rundown and I pick it up real quick. And so obviously Haspel is doing his due diligence. He's taught so many people how to play this game. You can tell it. And so he's going and we're doing this. And I'm like, all right, I got it. You ready? I'm good. Literally like 17 moves later, or whatever the turns is, I got this down and I beat Haspel. I was like, all right, Haspel, let's do it again. He's like, of course, obviously, you did amazing, blah, blah, blah. How about I was like, Haspel, let's go one-on-one again, run it back. But I want your LVO Sigmar list. Bring out your orcs. And then I had realized I had fucked up. Haspel came in. So if you guys haven't played Shadespire, you do an action. If you once you activate one of your models, you can swing, you move, you do whatever, and then as your phase progresses, is almost over, then you can start playing upgrade cards and all this stuff, right? Well, then I'm looking at mine. I'm like, all right, I don't have any pass, and I go to Haspel. Now it's his turn. Even in my phase, he can do it. He lays down a card. And then I go back and I'm like, all right, well, I don't have anything else to lay down. He throws down another card. And I'm like, damn, Hassel, it's my turn. And you just laid 3 cards down on me. He's buffing up all his dudes. Literally, it was a massacre at the OK Corral. It was unbelievable. I'm talking about, I thought I had the super combo going up. It didn't matter, as The Rock would say. Haspel, if you all didn't already know, you're tuning in. Haspel has just won the LVO Shadespire event. How does it feel?
Oh, I feel like that is not going to be the case. I feel like it's going to be like I went 0-4.
No way, dude.
Well, at least it was 0-4 and you still have time for lunch.
Yeah, exactly.
True story.
Damn.
You never have to live through more than 20 minutes of the pain. So
Yeah.
And
And there is another podcast called, I think it's called Take the City podcast that talks about Shadespire. And one of the guys on there said one of the most true things about the game ever. He goes, if you mess up in the game, you have 2 options. You can hope that your opponent makes a mistake, or plan on not making that mistake in the next game because it's already too late. It's like you're not correcting it. You're already like, oh, claim the city. That's the name of the podcast.
Yo, JP, my favorite Canadian, one of them.
So real quick, let's do a quick shout out to the winners of the Long War Doubles of SoCal. Loose Cannons coming in clutch, winning all their games, getting good hobby scores across the board. We had Best General to, I believe, SoCal Elite, third place.
Elite.
The Maui Boys, Best Painted to the Smurf Attack. Then it was Puppies and Sushis for Best Sportsman Award.
Yes, sir.
And who won the Mike Haspel Award of Excellence?
That's the team that it's got my boy Robert on it, who were playing Tau and Death Guard. Or Tau
and Black Templar.
Black Templars.
That one was Fishing Champions.
Yep. So, dude, for all the teams that showed up, amazing people.
Yeah, the caliber of player we had was top notch. It was really great.
I couldn't imagine having a better group of people I haven't really met before in my life come together in one room. We had all types of people. We had all different kind of personalities, and shy of 1 or 2 apples. Yeah, not even 1 or 2.
I mean, you're always
everybody was having an absolute blast. Half the room, or a little less than that, had never been to a tournament before. And because they had so much faith in us, and they're like, yo, I listen to those guys. They said, we can trust there's going to be a good event. You're not going to have that, shitty of a time that people are worried about. We always try to say, if you go to an event and we're telling you we're there, don't you worry. You know us. You come hang out, you talk, that's what it's about. We drank probably 1 million beers in the parking lot.
Sounds about right for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think we drank out of the back of Lance's trunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Seems standard. So big shout out to Mike Haspel for making that go off without a hitch. We're really stoked for Adepticon in March. I think we have over 150 people signed up for the Adepticon doubles. It's going to be ridiculous.
Which is a little scary because we were talking about this. We're like, that's now like a big event.
Bigger than most GTs.
Bigger than most GTs, like 160 to 180 people playing. And I don't care if it's doubles or not. There's that many heartbeats and ears that has to listen to rules and do everything else. Like, that is a major event.
Now a major GT, which also brings us to a point where you can expect more of these guys. We're definitely going to be staying here in Southern California. We're planning on taking this Long War Doubles in SoCal to that next level with the full convention experience. We're currently soft looking at October for our dates going into the future to make it a destination GT in the right time of the year for everyone to come out, beautiful Southern California, and probably San Diego is what we're looking at right now. It would be awesome to be, it would be awesome. It would be awesome to be the Los Angeles Open or something cool like that. But I think it's too much. LAX is hot garbage. Traffic's hot garbage. I don't see any real advantage to doing it here in LA. Yeah, man. And you know what? Our dream of coming out and doing all that and running these events, to be honest, at this point in time, couldn't happen without the shout out and the love and the balls
to ride with us. Robert, aka Enigma.
Yes, sir.
Yo, he's a G. A G of all G's.
That dude painted. I don't even know.
A billion
tables of terrain.
1 billion tables worth of terrain
in a month. He was joking that he didn't know what clean air, like his lungs couldn't deal with clean air anymore because he had inhaled so many paint fumes that when he was breathing the clean air, his lungs were like, "What is this? Like, what's going on? I need my paint fixed."
Yeah, big shout out. So that means we're gonna have the sickest terrain too. It's gonna be out of control. But that does bring us to the next point before obviously we start any real news, covering the news at least. LVO. We mentioned it earlier, future champion of the Las Vegas Open Shadespire tournament inaugural, Mike Haspel mentioned. But LVO, the biggest singles event in the history of 40K ever, taking place this weekend in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I think I heard this morning that there is a confirmed registered 498, and they are still waiting on a random few. The tickets are actually, I think there's 1 or 2 sold or left available, but there's over 508 tickets sold or something of that, with a confirmed 498 signed up. We'll see who makes it to the day of, but that is unbelievable. That's almost a number that I didn't think that it could get to.
That just goes to show how big and amazingly growing our hobby is in the past year.
Big shout out to Frontline Gaming.
Yeah.
People like Reese, people like Frankie, some of these guys who are front and center of the organization for keeping us on the path of organized play and getting that many people put in the same room. We don't always see eye to eye with them on how a tournament should be run. But who cares? They run a tournament, we don't, and they run the biggest singles event in the world, and it's gotten so many people together enjoying this hobby and going forward, man. Without them, I mean, like, that's why somebody was asking about this whole Warhammer Hero situation. I was like, yo, I signed in, I wrote in Frontline Gaming.
Yo, guys, y'all have been listening for the longest. Have we not been saying for 2 years now, we can use Frontline Gaming and the rest of everyone else as the NFL, the AFL, or excuse me, the CFL. That's not even right.
I literally don't know what you're talking about.
Back in the day, there was 2 major football organizations. The NFL came out.
AFL.
You basically it was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
No, NFL. Yeah.
No, it's the AFL. And so, like, literally, if you don't, the writing was on the wall that the NFL was about to take this shit over. And that's exactly what happened. For anybody else that was trying to cling on, lost. And the momentum has been moving in their direction for a while now, being so tight and in with the rules that they are with GW. Like, literally, ITC is here. So
ITC is the NFL. big shout out. So as far as Long War goes, Haspel and myself will be at LVO all weekend. Rob will be back in the Cat Command Center, doing what he do. Juice will be commanding. Juice has actually done the smart thing this year and not bought a ticket, because for 3 years in a row you bought a ticket and then couldn't go, and then you finally just said, "Fuck it, I'm not going to buy a ticket."
I just can't. I want to. For the first 2 years, I bought tickets and hotel rooms and gifted them both to people. And now I'm just, I can't do it anymore. It just doesn't line up, and especially this year, the week before flying to Cali out for our doubles, just can't. I can't swing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. I mean, right now, like, literally got home on Sunday, did some work Monday, streamed Tuesday. We're doing this Wednesday, and tomorrow afternoon I'm driving to Las Vegas already. So it's like, I can see how difficult it would be for anyone in that situation to go to our event and LVO simultaneously.
And there's a lot of.
I am flying in for like 2 hours, 2.5, maybe an hour and a half before the tournament.
Yeah,
like, I land, get an Uber to the hotel, and register for the tournament.
Tight.
So anyone who's listening to this, if you're gonna be at LVO this weekend, stop us, say hi. We literally don't mind. You can interrupt us. Get your copy of Graveyard Shift signed by the legendary Mike Haspel. Anything you guys want all weekend.
Yo, on a side note, you're bringing up Frontline Gaming. I had an epiphany. I need to get up with Frankie. Him and I need to get together, and we need to do book readings.
For the award for the worst book reading?
We need to just get together because it's a joke. I listen to everybody's podcast. Like literally, if there's a 40K podcast out there, I listen to it. Plus every football podcast out there. I just drive that much and I'm listening. So, and it's so funny is every time like they get on to Frankie about spelling or reading or whatever else, and everybody knows that I am a spelling and lyrical genius. Obviously with all my words. So it'd be like drunk history, but it would be like reading for pronunciation. Yeah. Drunk reading. Oh, there it is. But you're sober. Haspel, please do me the favor, and your next book that you get published, allow Frankie and I to do the dramatic reading of it.
Oh yeah, sure, absolutely.
Will you include pictures?
Sure. Can they finger paint?
Rob, what do we got from the tabletop marketplace?
Actually, a lot. I mean, I know Haspel's going to talk about some after this, but coming out next week from G-Dub is Codex Thousand Suns, $40 retail US, along with data cards for $15. Then we got the Veritas Praetors, which are say it, Mike.
The Vexilla guys or who?
The Veritas Praetors. What's your favorite new word?
I don't know. Oh,
bikes. They're I
didn't know. I didn't even legitimately know that's their actual name. I was just like, they're bikes.
I'm pretty sure everybody's going to call them
$60 for 3.
60 for 3.
That's a steal, bro.
They look pretty good. How much is Samuel to buy? Like $30, something.
Yeah, 30 or 45. But you got to think of it. That's 270 points, 40K points for $60. That's a steal.
That's true. Points wise, yeah, that makes sense.
And quality.
I feel like your Helldrakes are going to get got too.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they have some stratagems for fly. Well, if you think about that, the Terminators are $50 and they're 270 points.
Yeah, and they're you get a box of 4 or 5?
3.
So that's 12 wounds. Excuse me, that's 9 wounds for 150 points and $50. Not bad. Those bikes, that's 12 wounds. Toughness 6, 270 points for $60.
Wow.
That's unbelievable. Back considering like a flamer of Zinch, a box of 3 is like 60, and it's like 21 total points or something.
So silly. The Custodian Wardens, those are the troops with the new axes. Those are coming out.
They're elites, though, I think.
Yeah, they're the elites. Yeah. They're $60 for 3. But remember, both of these kits and the Terminators, you can make the Vexillas, or you can make an HQ.
Yeah.
Out of there. Actually, you can't make a Vexilla with the Praetors, but you can with the other 2 kits. So I like how there might not be a whole lot of new air quotes releases for this, but some of these boxes can make 3 different units, which is pretty cool.
Never had them before.
Yeah, it's very forward thinking. I dig it. Also rumored to be coming out quarter 1, which is from now until March, I guess, on FFG's website, is Star Wars Legions. Starter set is $89.95. They just announced today there's 2 new expansions that will be out at some point. I don't even know if they said when they're going to be coming out, but Princess Leia or General Leia for $12.95 and Rebel Fleet Troopers. Those are guys with the funny hats that rush to, down the hallway in episode 4 in the Tantive to get taken out by Vader, basically. But
gotcha.
But those are looking.
That's their job. They do what they do. They get taken out by Vader.
Yep, in a spectacular fashion. But that game is on the way, so make sure it's on your radar for, I guess, this quarter at some point, according to FFG initially. But they've been taking pre-orders forever. So.
And Rob, we're back on schedule. We have a new books coming out, and do we have something next week?
That is what for 40K?
Yeah,
the T-Suns.
Thousand Suns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. And they kind of they're taking a different page too and putting in units in there straight out of Age of Sigmar that you can play with now, like the Slaughter Brute kit and the Zangor Shamans and the Zangors themselves. Well, no, I think they were in there. Yeah, they were already in there from last year.
So Ahriman's going to be in this book?
Should be. I don't see why it wouldn't. Magnus, Troopers, Rubric Marines, Rubric Terminators.
We're going to have new Magnus rolls.
I don't know how different they'll be. I mean,
Dust off those sisters.
They were playing. They were playing Thousand Suns on Warhammer TV. Did you?
Oh yeah, last Friday.
And if you watch there, you did see a little bit of some of the new rules. And from what it looked like, I can't confirm it. It looked like Magnus was not able to reroll his armor save anymore. He didn't like it. It's like he looked like he'd lost reroll ones. Wasn't vulnerable.
Interesting.
Has a base stat.
Yeah, because that was in his abilities and rules.
Mm.
You know, it looked like because he's a 4 invulnerable.
Oh, yeah.
You have to buff him to a 3 invulnerable. So it looked like he had lost that ability, but it looked like he had gained some offense. It was hard to tell because obviously they were moving quick. It was like they were playing a game. It was like a tournament. And so it wasn't, and they were playing the Custodes too. And then these bikes charged Magnus straight fucking ace Magnus.
How many did they have, Kenny?
It wasn't 10. I'll tell you that. It wasn't 10. It was like 5.
Sweet honey nectar to my ears.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Haswell, anything else? We have some shit.
Yeah, we've got, it's essentially confirmed as much as it can be now that the next 2 factions are dropping in the near future, probably February. And they are going to be Skaven and the Dwarves, the Duardin Fire Slayers. And there was a picture that came out and looked like an ad and had them all in there and everything like that. So it looks really sweet. I'm looking forward to that. For those folks who like the PC computer game 40K stuff, we have Battlefleet Gothic 2 it wasn't announced today, but their little teaser trailer cinematic dropped today. And it looks great. And one of the coolest things about it, and I'll freely admit I did not finish the first game all the way through the campaign, but that was honestly because I've been so busy I haven't had a chance to play. I love that game. Some folks had some problems with balance in multiplayer, but one of the coolest things that got my attention on this is that they're releasing all 12 factions at once. In fact, at the end of the trailer, they show the Necrons and the Tyranids.
Nice.
So like, whoa, wow. So I'm excited for that. I wish I know it's a different company, but I wish they would release that Battlefleet Gothic that's on, mobile platforms for the PC or for consoles or something, because that is legitimately the board game, down to dice rolls and everything. And I would love to not have to play it just on my phone. But that's, yet to be seen. Probably will never get released on another platform other than mobile, but we do have Battlefleet Gothic 2 to look forward to. So that's going to be sweet. And then I think the Tomb Kings are getting released on Warhammer Total War 2. I could be a week late on that. They might have already been released, but I think they're coming out.
God, I was looking at my spreadsheet and I'm like, bikes. It just says capital bikes. There's literally no information on them.
Well, one caveat aside too. I guess once the release becomes official this weekend, Warhammer community said there would be rules for the Legio models. That's all the 30K stuff from Forge World. Should, in theory, according to Warhammer community, have rules soon for using them in games of 40K.
Oh,
nice.
That?
Because I did buy one of those dreadnoughts, the gladiator dude with the sword and the shield at Adepticon last year, and he looks phenomenal. So I would love to be able to run him.
You can't right now? He doesn't have rules?
No, none of them have. None of the tanks, the
30K.
transports, the dreadnoughts, the super dreadnoughts.
Oh, I see.
The
super dreadnoughts. I love how dreadnoughts are cool now. I've already taken it for granted. I'm like, dreadnoughts here, dreadnoughts there. But I already forgot that for like 10 years, dreadnoughts are just fucking
the worst.
The worst.
So cool looking, so terrible in game.
So I guess we should jump into bikes. That's what my spreadsheet says. I mean,
we could. I suppose we could talk about some of the cool stratagems, or we could just break down these lists that
we wouldn't be doing ourselves justice if having new books in our hands and the thought of new rules and stuff and not go over our standard stratagems and warlord traits, because Haspel, how many stratagems does the Grey Knight book have again?
I don't know. Not enough.
Under 10?
Maybe
Nine.
under 10, but it's not a lot. Let me. I have a codex here, and I know that. Yeah, you guys have a ton.
Is it over or under 27?
I feel like it's under that.
There is.
I'm actually going to count them right now, and I'll.
They're all on the same page.
They're all on the same page.
There's 12.
It's so bad.
Tell me there's 12.
It's bad.
He's counting. There is 3 entire pages. There is actually, what is there? There's probably only 8 units in this fucking book. But there is, you don't have very many options, which is fun.
In the grade.
How many?
16.
16.
Showed us.
There's 27 Haspel in this book.
Yeah.
27
I feel like that might be more.
I'm not a math scientist, but definitely believe that's a higher number.
Kenny, one thing that we have talked about, it has come true. The standard is still holding. Custodes have the ability. From golden light, they come.
Mm-hmm.
1 to 3 command points. You can deep strike bikes, dreadnoughts, and infantry.
Bikes! I'm just going to say that every time we say it.
For the love of God, is this the first time that you can deep strike a dreadnought?
No, that is not true. No,
Is it? Can other people do that?
Grey Knights actually can do that.
Regular dreadnoughts or dreadnought, excuse me.
Dreadnought, yes. They have a stratagem.
Cool.
I'll find the name of it, but they have a stratagem where you could take it's called Teleportarium. It is 1 command point, and you can deep strike a Grey Knight dreadnought if you want to.
That's awesome. So
not the first time.
No, but that's sick though for anybody who does that. So they still have that potential.
And also last week I was able to deep strike decimators before the demon FAQ.
That's
True story.
True.
One thing that I like, this is actually, I always talk about every book that comes out. GW has been giving us new stratagems or traits or something that is unlike ones that we've seen before. A lot of times it is just rinse and repeat, but we like that because we feel like every army should kind of have access to some form or fashion of the same thing. You ready for this one? For all the people that are worried about close combat, tangle-footed grenade.
Oh, that one's kind of cool.
So you use this at the beginning of your opponent's movement or charge phase. A unit within 12 inches of a Adeptus Custodes infantry unit, that you roll a d6. That unit subtracts that from their movement and charge. So you want to talk about you're worried about turn 1.
That is so fucking useful.
Dude, you're talking about this is almost guarantees you turn 1 charges will not happen against you. A demon bomb drops down, and now if they don't have that, a banner or something that allows them to charge 3d6, and they're just rolling 2d6 with a reroll, all of a sudden I stick you with you're 9 inches away, and I stick you with a -4 to your charge distance. It's physically impossible for you to get me. That is huge for 1 command point. And we haven't seen it before.
No, that's a really.
That's a great. Oh my god, that's so strong. I'm with that. That's crazy, man. You're right. All these new things coming out, demon bombs. It's almost like what Rob used to always say, where he's like, "Hey, just wait until we get the next codex, because there's almost always something in there that counters the last codex."
Seems like it's almost on purpose.
Oh yeah. So we've got the the Vixellen. Is that how you pronounce that?
I think that's Vixella.
Vixella teleport armor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the phase, this is huge. This is something we also haven't seen.
No
This book has got 2 stratagems that are 3 command points each. And they're unlike anything we've seen. Word for word, use a stratagem at the end of your movement phase. When you set up a teleporting Adeptus Custodes unit at the end of the phase, you can set it up wholly within 6 inches of a friendly Vexilla Praetor.
I think that Tau has something like that.
But, and it has to be more than 3 inches away from an enemy.
Yeah.
I've seen that with Tau shenanigans.
That you deep strike in some dudes within 3 inches or just over.
They have a dude who can scout that has a piece of war gear that lets you bypass the 9-inch rule.
I mean, that is amazing, and I love that. And I see the Tau using it for firepower, but there are so many more applications for this.
Already scheming on this.
Yo, so many applications for this when it comes to the good old fisticuff manner.
Oh yeah, man, and especially with these Custodes are good at or have quality shooting and quality assault.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the second one is
stooping dive.
The stooping dive, also known as stupid dive.
Also known as the stupid dive. Bikes.
All right. So this is an amazing concept that how many times in your own Beats lab and talking to people, you're like, I wish one day GW would do this. I've never in my wildest dreams have ever thought GW would do something like this.
Well, this is like a infinity mechanic where it's like you do something and I get to react, right?
And I get to interrupt.
So 40K has never been a game of like you go, I react, you go, I react, right? But what I do see the method of the madness now with these stratagems, I think are going to slowly bring us like, for managing resources, you're going to be able to interact, like break rules essentially. Good stratagems are stratagems that break rules. Yeah, and so I think season 1, we're going to have all these stratagems. And I think like season 2, we're going to have all sorts of new stratagems. Chapter Proof going to give us new stratagems. I think we're getting new universal stratagems that are going to keep rolling out. And that's going to be how you keep the game exciting.
Oh, speaking of which, just to interject real quick, did you see in the FAQ that they literally gave you in the Chaos FAQ, they gave you the data sheet for the horrors to print out and put into your book that replaces the one in the Chaos book. Like I was saying, like they could do that with the chapter approved. Like,
God, it's like, yes, we're like been saying for years, this isn't a video game where you have to like drop some code on some people. This is literally a fucking text message. You know what I mean? And
delete and enter whenever you want.
Yeah,
copy and paste this into your fucking codex. Like just give it to
literally. I will glue it in.
All right. So into the movement, into the charge phase. Your bikes are chilling within an enemy unit. You go into a stupid dive. So at the end of your opponent's charge phase. Now remember what we say. This is 8th edition. Every phase has different phases within it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, yeah, it used to. Like the assault phase used to be like, roll your dice, assault. Now they get to Overwatch. Now you get to move your distance. Now you get to pilot. Now you get to fight. That's a lot of things for a single phase.
Yeah, single phase.
They've actually changed it to where you have a charge phase and a fight phase. The charge phase is like your charge, receive Overwatch, roll your dice, move that distance. End of phase. Now the fight phase begins. So now, this is in the charge phase.
In the charge phase, at the end of the charge phase. So you have already received the Overwatch that you can potentially get down to for one command point, your unit Overwatch is needing 5s instead of 6s. Now you come in with a stupid dive. You interrupt with a friendly Custodes bike unit, which I am so high on. A bike unit can swoop in.
Does it literally say a Custodes bike unit?
Choose an Custodes bike unit.
Oh, I was like, you mean like denoting that there might be other units you can choose from in the book? No, it's just choose. Okay, I get it. Like choose one in your force. I was like, because there's only fucking one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So within 12 inches, and that unit gets to act as if it charged. You will get to swing before the charging unit. In their own phase,
unless they themselves,
unless they themselves have some ability that says you always
or they. I don't see what stops them from throwing 2 command points and interrupting you with the universal stratagem.
They could,
right?
That could only happen if
after the first.
Wait, yeah, first, yeah. So you're gonna interrupt that.
So no, you're gonna go first, no matter what.
No matter what.
Yep.
Damn. So you have to manage your resources. So that's 3 resources right there, 3 command points.
Yep. I mean,
that's powerful. That's powerful. You're not going to do it for every charge. You're going to do it when Magnus or Mortarion rolls up in there and he's like, I got you, bitch. And you're like, oh, you're going to die before you swing, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not only Overwatch, and then I'm literally going to come in hot. I'm going to boost my attacks. I'm going to do anything else that is going to need be.
Well, I mean, think about
you're going to burn 4 command points before your turn starts. Your actual turn.
We're going to talk about this too, because keep in mind, you're going to have a bubble. Then you're going to have these bikes probably behind the bubble. Then you're going to have the Vexillidus neg 1 to target all these bikes from shooting, right? In case you don't go first.
Bubbles are dead to me in this army. I don't want to discourage people from being stupid and coming in and charging me.
Well, I mean, there's something might be okay, sure. But
you know what I'm saying? Like, as you're reading these strategies to me, it's like, no, because like if I do an awesome bubble wrap, Magnus is gonna be like, or Mortarion is gonna be like, yo, maybe I'll wait till turn 2. But if I'm just like, here's some Custodes just chilling right here, go for it, bruh.
Yeah, it depends on where you're at, but no, I can see both sides. Kenny, you know how there's this psychic ability that you're really high on right now? The one that allows you to basically have a free reroll again?
Like Boot of Fate, where it's each second power, you get a free reroll to use later that turn. Yeah, I love that second power.
Yeah. The Hunger Games, what was the chick's name?
Candace Evergreen. She has a command point. Huh?
Everdeen.
Sorry about that.
We both said it stupid. I don't know. I've never read that book. I'm sorry.
So this is the Everdeen stratagem, Victor of the Blood Games. Use this stratagem when your Adeptus Custodes character from your army deploys. You can reroll 1 to hit, 1 to wound, and 1 save and throw with this model each turn. Now, Robbie B is being the rules master. When they mean turn, what does that mean?
So each player has a turn in one battle round.
It is battle rounds, player turns. So you get, at the beginning of the game, you automatically burn 2 command points right now for one stratagem that says I get a reroll to hit, to wound, or save in each one of my turns. In each player turn. Mm-hmm. So that means this guy in a 4-turn
you're trying to get this guy in combats.
Want to. He's in the front. He's leading the charge. He's doing whatever else. This guy, that stratagem is going to be used on my 160 point shield.
Bikes.
Yeah, bikes. On my
and that's
shield.
what's dope is this guy is also on a bike, so he gets to use stupid dive if he needs to get.
And he might also have the fly special rule, so he can back out and hit you with Hurricane Bolters and then charge you again.
No charging, but just shooting.
Charging. Yeah, that's one of my scars.
There's a bunch of other. I want to stay strong on the stallion that mounts the world for 2 seconds. So the shield captain for 160 points. Robbie B has got what's his stats?
2 ups to hit across the board, strength 5, toughness 6, 7 wounds, 5 attacks, leadership 9, 2 up save. Lulz.
14-inch movement.
Oh yeah, 14-inch movement. He's probably gonna have a 4 up.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much all bikes in the game move 20 inches when they advance. They all go 14 and auto 6.
Unreal, right? So, beginning of every game, this guy gets a couple buffs. He gets immediately Warlord trait. There's actually, Haswell, you'll be happy to know that there's two Warlord traits I want. I want them both. One Warlord trait says your Warlord takes a -1 to hit. I love that. I use it for my Kraken Hive Tyrant when I play with my Nids. I love -1 to hit. But there's one better. Warlord trait says your model has a 5-up, feel no pain.
Oh, okay. So here's the deal, right? So your Warlord comes in hot. I kill him, right? I got your Warlord, right? For 1 command point, you play Shoulder the Burden. You select this another shield captain in your army. They become the new Warlord, right? They generate a Warlord trait, and I don't get Slay the Warlord.
It's like you're cheating off my paper over here because I have shield captains in my army.
Dun, dun, dun.
So this toughness 6, 7 wound guy has a Warlord trait that says 5-up, feel no pain. It now has, at the beginning of every game, I give up 2 command points for this stratagem that says I get a reroll every turn. And if I need, I can reroll another save. So this guy can actually reroll 2 of his invulnerable saves. He also is going to get the relic that says the Auroric Aquilus, something. Micro models only. The model has a 3+ invulnerable save. In addition, it's got one of our favorite things with the wings of the Angel's Wings for Blood Angels. You can reroll failed charge instances with this model.
Does it say he gets a 3-up invulnerable?
Yes.
Does it say it can't be modified beyond this?
You cannot modify it beyond that with their abilities. With their abilities.
Yeah. The entire Custodes can't
it says it can never be improved beyond 3.
So this guy has a 3-up invulnerable, potentially re-rolling up to 2 invulnerable saves per turn with a 5-up feel no pain. Unbelievable. Okay.
Solid.
So I really love 160 points. I love Also, as another relic before my other captain, shield captain that I have in my list, Eagle's Eye. Improve the models invulnerable save by 1 to a maximum of 3+. Boom.
So both of these guys 3 up invulnerable.
Yep.
If you want.
2 3 up invulnerables.
Seems
I have
good.
a sounds like stupid question. How are you able to take 2 relics?
You play
One command point.
There's always a command point to take another relic in every edition of this.
Okay.
Juice is playing 3. He's playing 3 command points before the game starts.
Before the game starts, yeah. So you get 1 for free because your Warlord's in it.
Yeah.
You can pay 1 to get 1 more.
And 1 to get 1 more.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
And one
So
of those
that-
relics says for 2 command points, you do this. So
And
like
for that-
he's dropping 3 command points, like boom. The game has now begun.
And now and 2 of those command points are basically going to net me 6 or 8 throughout the game on that one guy.
Because of the rerolls, you don't have to
Yep.
burn CPs anymore.
Yep.
Yep.
So the last favorite combo that I have, bikes. 90 points.
Before we break down the bikes, which is actually the Death Star, which is the title of this episode, let's take a commercial break.
Dear veterans, quickly, make your way to thelongwar.net and find out how to reap your hard-earned spoils of this long war. For our allies at secretweaponsminiatures.com have rewarded us all with an extra 10% discount on all Secret Weapon Miniatures merchandise. So stock up, dear veterans, and enjoy.
ElrixHobbies.com is your exclusive portal to upgrading your hobby. When you sign up at thelongwar.net, you gain an instant promotional discount good for 10% off at Elric's Hobbies. ElrixHobbies.com. Veterans, I've got news for you. Get your best deals online at dicehead.com. Long War Vets, call or email for your best vet deals. That's dicehead.com. And we're back. Juice. Wait, hold on. Haspel. What are we going to talk about? Is it, how do you pronounce it?
Bikes.
And man, they are sexy. So I need a go, no go for launch, guys. 80 points plus 10 for a single Hurricane Bolter. When in the history of ever has anything had a Hurricane Bolter that wasn't a Storm Raven or a Land Raider or some form of flyer?
Do you remember when a Hurricane Bolt? Remember when everyone
Ironclad
Dark Talon?
Yeah, flyers, dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
We
Do you
got them
remember
on
when-
bikes.
When I was like, oh, I want the lawnmower Storm Raven. Let me just take these Hurricane Bolters. Damn, they're 35 points each. Never mind.
Don't want them anymore.
Yeah.
Back when they were like scrub mode, when they didn't have nearly as much gangstiness behind them. And now they're like, yo, this bike gets it for 10 points.
10 points. Unbelievable. All right. It's worth talking about because the wounds, this is why I am so attracted to these models. The wound count. 14-inch movement, weapon skill, ballistic skill, hitting on 2s, strength 5, toughness 6, 4 wounds a bike. What kind of weaponry in this game shoots 4 damage? None. It's
Not a whole lot.
either 3 or D6.
Wait. Okay, I'm beginning to process something here that's beginning to raise my salt levels. I can feel my blood pressure coming up.
Oh no.
So you just said that it's toughness 6.
It's a Dread Knight.
Oh my god, dude.
It's literally a Dread Knight, isn't it?
So a squad of these, 3 bikes is a Dread Knight.
Wow. I'd much rather give me these all
And
day.
not as good. Not
Give
even
me
close.
these all, not half as good. You're right. So 4 attacks, 2 up save with a 5 up vulnerable because they come this way, but you're obviously going to take a straight detachment of them. So they're going to have a 4 up invulnerable save. They have great firepower because they all have Hurricane Bolters. 1 set of Hurricane Bolters. They have strength 6 in close combat, -3 rend, D3 damage. You can re-roll to wound off the charts with their interceptor lance. So that means they're doing, each one of these is doing 4 strength 6 attacks at -3 damage, rend, D3 damage. Unbelievable. 90 points a model. I don't know how I just can't.
But also, I mean, to put it in perspective, like every codex in the world has a guy near them that makes them reroll ones at least. So these shield captains let them reroll ones. It's every codex has that, right? So you have a whole unit of guys that's going to hit on twos, rerolling ones, AK, all their hits hit. And then they're going to be strength wound on threes most times, or twos sometimes. But strength wound on threes off the charge, rerolling wounds, AK, you're going to basically wound 99% of your fucking wounds. So these guys are basically their full brunt of their attacks. If it's 10 guys, it's 40 attacks. If no one's died, anything crazy like that, 40 hits, 35 wounds, minus D3 damage.
Yeah, and they're going to be wounded on threes with a reroll off the charge. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. It's not. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's going to be like almost 100%. It's going to be like 95% conversion when these guys come in. Yeah,
and you're basically not getting a save. It's whatever your invulnerable is. So that is killer. Plus, if you charge them, I'm busting a command point that says, "Here's 120 bolter shots." Right,
hitting on fives.
So. But for anybody who's out there who's like, oh, yeah, but that's what happens when the unit doesn't die. What happens when they die? Come to find out for command points, this fucking unit gets better. So the list, the combo, the Death Star. You start with a guy around you that says for 80 points, you're at a -1 to hit bubble. You have 2 stallions, one that mounts the world, one that's ready for that guy to die to then take over the mantle of mounting the world, leading your Death Star. Now, the girth of the army, the unit is a 10-man Virtus squad of Praetors, the bikes. The most grossest thing about these bikes, shy of the stupid dive that they can do. For, I just want to make sure I get it right here. I believe it's 1 command point. Yes, it is. For 1 command point. Avenge the Fallen. Use the stratagem when you select a Adeptus Custodes unit from your army to attack in the fight phase until the end of the phase. Increase the attack characteristics for each model in the unit by 1 for each model that was slain this turn. Let me set the scene. Your game plan for just about every game will be by the end of your turn 1 in some form or fashion. This unit will be mid-board with hopefully 10 men strong. You do not want to be at a -1 to hit. You actually want to stay right around there. You are going to take the firepower. Your stallions are going to be up front. They're going to be taking some 3-up invulnerables or whatnot. But people are going to be scared of the girth of this 10 bodies on this table with these sexy spears doing their thing. They are going to take firepower. They are going to lose 3 or 4 models. That is a guarantee. From every turn, you're going to take that on the chin. You have 4-up invulnerables. You're going to get charged. Depending on how many units, you could burn 2 command points to interrupt with them. But you're probably not. You're going to hold strong. You're going to lose turn 1, 5 models. Almost every turn. But it's going to take some really solid defense or some really solid offense from your opponent to make those 5 models go away. Toughness 6. To lose 5 models, you have to do 20 wounds with a 4-up invulnerable. Guess how many attacks now? If you lose 5 models in that unit on turn 1 and get charged, or in the same turn, each model that has strength 6 -3 AP D3 damage is going to swing 9 times. 9 times.
Yeah, now the 5 survivors have more attacks than the fresh 10.
Than the original 10.
Yep.
Hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, winning on 3s, literally all day, every day.
Mortarion. What does Mortarion do? He's a mortal wound god. He comes in, he's swinging, he's doing whatever. Literally, Mortarion owns turn 1. He flies up, he warp times. You don't care about the charge. You literally lose 6 dudes to Mortarion, to his lantern, his mortal wound bubbles, his swings. You stonewall a couple 4-up invulnerables. You take the saves. And all of a sudden, the 4 remaining dudes have 10 attacks apiece. Mortarion is dead. Yep. Down goes Frazier.
And I just want to bring this up right now before I forget. Every codex that's been coming out has their own version of like objective secured, whatever they call it or whatever.
Right.
For the Custodes, we kind of blew through it last week. I just went, oh, this is that bonus thing that gives you the OBSEC equivalent, right? and I missed something last week that I saw again this week. It's called Sworn Protectors, but it's not just for troop choices. It's for Custodes infantry and bikes.
All bikes are objective secured?
Yes.
Oh my, Outrider detachment all day.
So that makes bikes even better. And I just wanted to toss that in before I forgot to bring it up.
That's what you just made my night.
I think it has to wait. Hold
up. Well, I don't know. I'm just going off rumors. So
gain Sworn Guardians and Emperor's Chosen ability. If your army is battle forged, all infantry and bike units in the Adeptus Custodes detachment gain Sworn Guardians and Emperor's Chosen. Yep, they do.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you're gonna take an Adeptus Custodes detachment because you got to have that 4++, 4 up invul.
Mm-hmm.
So your bikes are now objective secured, and all infantry. That includes your elites. That includes my favorite unit in the decks, which we haven't talked about, but we'll get to soon. They're not as cool as bikes, but they're as cool as bikes.
Yo, don't downplay them. They're amazing.
For different reasons.
Yo, do you want to do it right now?
Yeah, we can do it. So what my favorite unit, because one of the things I couldn't go down with Juice on in the pre-show was having 10 bikes. That is super powerful. You get the 10 bikes, the 2 shield captains. So that's 12 bikes total. That's awesome. But to me, because I played Grey Knights with and everybody else was running Drago and 10 paladins, that leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Like I just don't want to run that kind of unit. So my favorite unit is called the Alaris Custodians in Terminator armor. They come in, I guess the min squad is 3.
Yep.
They have 4 wounds each. I think they might be toughness 5. I'm not positive about that.
Strength and toughness 5 with 4 attacks, hitting on 2s.
Yeah. So I'm going to give them the Castellan Axe, which is just pretty crazy. It'll get very flavorful. And these guys can legit target characters, whether or not your character is the closest dude around. Like they don't care. So they can move up to 3 inches towards the nearest character when piling in and consolidating, even if the character isn't the nearest enemy model. So, and they have a stratagem that allows them to hunt characters that you could just go, boop, okay, we're taking them out. But one of the abilities that they have that I really, really dig. In fact, I'm going to paint, we were talking about it, I was going to paint all the tassels different colors, is a stratagem called Unleash the Lions, which is for 2 command points, and it is the start of the movement phase. Select a unit of Alaris Terminators, and they split up into separate units consisting of a single model apiece. Now, keep in mind that these guys are so money, they are like lesser HQs in any other book. By themselves.
That's an understatement. They're probably medium HQs.
Yeah. So
I don't know many HQs that have 4 wounds, toughness 5, 2
up, 4 up. You know what I mean? Like all kinds of insanity. You can
for 90 points, okay?
For 90 points. Yeah. It's like I don't think I haven't really looked, but I don't think I can take a Grey Knight HQ that's cheaper than 100 points.
No, absolutely not. A librarian is the cheapest, and I think he's 115.
Yeah, so it's just like, ooh, you know what I mean? So this is pretty amazing.
It's so crazy that their axe counts as the close combat, which is +3 strength with no negative. So their strength 8, -2 D3 damage. But the damn thing is also a shooting attack. Strength 4, -1, 2 damage. They have 2 damage bolters left and right.
So these guys are really, really powerful. You bunch them up together. You know, you can use that deep strike. The deep strike.
You set them up.
They have the ability.
Yep.
They have the ability, but you can use the Vexilla Teleport Homer to just get them in somebody's grill and
then break them all off.
Well, you can deep strike the Vexilla in too.
Right. Well, the thing is, the Vexilla has to be on the board first, I would imagine. And then, of course, the Unleash the Lions sadness for me is that it's at the start of the movement phase. So it would be, you would have to pull that off before they could deep strike in. You know what I mean? But there's nothing stopping you from deep striking in, destroying a single unit and then unleashing the Lions of Voltron and wrecking face on any other unit. That's say goodbye to bubble wraps. They're gone.
Absolutely. And I do just want to make sure there is actually, maybe it was more of a rumor that they kill characters a little better. They have no way of like picking them out via shooting. It just says they have the character slayer special ability. They always consolidate to the nearest enemy character, whether he is the closest or not.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought that there was a stratagem.
Now that's actually what I'm looking for right now.
That allowed these guys to single out a character in the shooting phase. But that could have been a rumor.
No, there is. I forget what it's called. It's and those to tyrants or something like that.
If it's called that, that would be awesome.
No, it's not that. That's 6th Emperor Tyrannus or something.
Yeah, that is exactly what that is. Yeah.
I forget what it is.
But yeah, while Robbie B is looking for that, I am really impressed. Every time that we get a book, I always have to rate it. What I believe right now, I believe that this army, it's one of my favorite books that has come out recently. I am very hyped for this. This bike unit has got me excited. These characters have got me excited. It's got stuff in it that we have not seen before. I love the 4 wounds everywhere. How many times have you played games where you're just like, oh, I have 2 wound models? It seems like everything in the fucking game does 2 wounds or D3 wounds. Where you're like, I have a 3 wound model. Well, you just got shot by my autocannon, son. You're out of here.
You're done.
My Predator autocannon does 3 damage. It doesn't matter. So
I found it. It's called Inescapable Vengeance, and it is 2 command points. Alar's Terminators can attack characters in the shooting phase, whether they're regardless of whether or not they're the closest target.
That's powerful as shit. Considering if you want to run a mono build, this army does not have the ability to snipe out characters. Now they do.
There's also a stratagem to give you ability to deny the witch if you really have to Hail Mary it.
Oh, I saw that for a unit.
Yeah.
So we got to rank it. There's no ability, whether it's relics or warlord traits. We've already showcased my 2 favorite in each. Mm-hmm. There's 2 relics that give you a 3-up invulnerable. One gives you a 3 invulnerable with rerolling a charge, failed charges. And then also the 2 warlord traits that say +1 to, or a 5-up, feel no pain.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Or I'm drawing a blank. What does it say right there?
The subtract 1 to target.
Subtract 1 to hit. I know it. So love both of those, but guess what they don't have? Command point manipulation.
That's what I was just gonna say.
They don't have that. And they don't have psychic powers.
No psychic ability.
So that's almost GW telling you have to ally with somebody.
That's okay.
Yeah, it can be done. But I see where this is powerful. Mono builds obviously are not going to be as powerful. I have to admit it. Just because you can do a lot with 400 points.
You won't be able to do shit well with all those amazing stratagems because you won't have any command points.
Exactly.
It's almost impossible to get 9 command points out of this book without it just being 4-man units or 3-man units of regular troop choices.
Yeah, you have to view it as a support element. That's the right cross. It's devastating knockout.
I am even okay with 1,000-point patrol detachments with this army, ladies and gentlemen, because I will build 2 other battalions with that other 1,000 points. Because the tax on this to make it a troop choice, or a battalion, or even an outrider detachment. Probably the cheapest one for you to get 1 command point off of is going to be the elite choice one, the Vanguard, because they have 80 points single HQ or elite choices. And you can still take a single fast attack and whatnot.
But now you're taking units you don't want. So just ally with Guard who lets you get 2 cheap battalions.
But you still want that elite, that Vexilla. I'm trying to think of his name now.
Yeah, but you can take him in a patrol.
Yeah, true. You could take him in a patrol.
You don't need to take 3. You know what I mean? Like you just take, take the 1,000-point patrol detachment and then spend your 900 points on 2 battalions of Imperial Guard, and you have 9 command points. GG.
Kenny, you ready for this? For that many points, not going to lie, I might be able to squeeze out a brigade and a battalion.
Ooh.
That's where it's going to come into play. So it is.
That's my goal. That is my goal when I get off here tonight. I actually will not sleep until I get a straight brigade and, the 3 I come with. So that'll be 12, or I want a patrol, a brigade, and a battalion.
So you need 10. So your goal should be 10 command points and above.
10 and up. I'm not, 10 and up with 1,000 points, because for 1,000 points, I get 2 shield captains, a banner guy that gives me -1 to hit, and a squad of 8 bikes. You have a 958.
You have big old fast attack choice, 1 elite choice, and 2 HQs, right?
Yep. Oh, so I'm sorry.
You need a troop, right?
I need a troop. Here it is right here. It's 105 points. I'm sorry. For
4 dudes.
For the 156 points gives me 3 guys.
There you go. You're gonna do it. That is an 8th edition Death Star right there. OG biker Death Star moving up the table, getting in your grill, being very difficult to interact with, and closing the distance and fucking you up to the last man. You know how many games that I won in 7th edition with my biker star when all I had left was like the Stallion of Master World with 1 wound left, a Iron Priest with 1 Fenrisian Wolf left, charging, splitting the charge, going to 2 different directions, survive the Overwatch and win the game.
Literally, and now as Haspel showcased, I am going to keep a pocket 1 stratagem for the ability once my Stallion of the Mounts who mounts the world goes down, I get to create another one.
Yep.
Literally the same loadout.
No, I'm no stranger that I use the I am Alfurious Warlord trait on my Alpha Legion Lords all the time.
I am shocked. This guy you're going to have to get through 14 toughness 6 wounds with a 5-up feel no pain, a 3-up invulnerable, and re-rolling to wound, re-rolling my saves throughout the game to get Warlord. You're not going to do it.
No, not.
Especially since these are characters that you can't shoot unless I want you to.
Yep.
You can do it. Like people do it to Magnus all the time. It's just that Magnus can't hide.
Magnus. Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, you think about it this way. This is the Saint for 320 points. You get real ballsy with the first one, run his ass up there. Oh yeah, I'll just make a bunch of 3-ups. Oh shit, I died. All right.
No, I love it because you make them think like, do I shoot this Warlord or do I shoot these bikes?
Yep, because I know I'm going to kill that dude, but as hard as he is to kill, if I don't start doing it on turn 1, no way you get through both of them. If you start on turn 3,
yeah, you're not going to do shit. All your
heavy shit.
Like all my 120 cultists rapid firing with all their bullets, like that's wasted effort to try to kill him. Like, you know what I mean? So like he's not even like practically targetable from strength 3 weapons that have no AP.
Yeah. So last thing that
it's so good.
Last thing that I want to go over real quick, just want to run down this list that we built with Haspel that would make him happy. Is 2,000 points, 2 shield captains, a squad of 5 bikes, 3 squads. This is a battalion for 2,000 points, a single. 3 squads of guardians, the troop choices, 1 squad of 4 with a shield, 1 squad of 5 with a shield, 2 squads of 4, one of them having a shield.
And we literally mean a shield. We
a
do
single storm shield.
Has a shield, and he starts tanking wounds for you.
Yep, he's your 3-up. Haspel's been running that for forever in drop pods with Space Wolves. He's got it in his what are the models we played with, Haspel, with the flyers that you love?
Oh, the Death Watch, yeah.
The Death Watch. He's got it. Dude, I seen Haspel. I seen him. 1 million 3-up invulnerables on one dude who's got a storm shield in a 6-man squad. I'm like, that dude is not fucking dying. No. So he's got that. He also has his full Voltron unit of 5 Alarises.
Yeah.
So he can Voltron out. And the Praetor that has the banner that has a -1 to hit. That 2,000 point army has 21 models. How many wounds is that?
I already know, but the number will surprise you.
My guess was 80.
Your guess was 80. Kenny, before I told him, said, don't feel comfortable with making a list without 100 dudes. This list has 100 wounds with 21 models.
Yeah. 21 models.
And just to address the chat, someone was saying, how's this army going to beat mob squads of infantry since it'll be more models, not wounds? I'm like, that bike squad has 90 hurricane bolter shots. They hit on 120. So that's
target stuff independently.
Yeah. Furthermore, these guys deep striking in that do now. First off, my detachment with 1,000 points, and then I have 1,000 points of guard. I will shit on all small guys that toughness 3. But Hasbro's army that we just talked about with 21 models is going to, every one of the dudes has 3 base attacks and a storm bolter that is going to shoot 2 to 4 shots. Mm-hmm. Every one of them. There's mobility. He's going to be able to hit flanks and sides. He's going to be able to deep strike in. You're not going to have fearless bubbles because that's not really too much of a thing. I'm going to snipe characters.
They have the axe and the grenade launcher, and one of them can even be strength 10 if you want to relic it.
Yeah, I mean, believe me, there's a lot of stuff in the world that I'm worried about with these 21 models. 200 models is not one of them. Like,
like I'll lose if I forward operate 120 cultists in front of you to try to hold you up for a turn, I will hold you up for exactly 1 turn. You will kill every model.
Exactly 1 turn. That's it. For anybody who wants to charge my bike unit or a big bike unit like that, stratagem that says +1 to hit. Now these bolters are hitting on 5s. Like that single.
And that's the end of the phase. So if they declare another assault on that same squad, you get it for freezies.
Yeah, for some people, like, oh my god, that's not that big a deal.
It's a true Death Star. Like that's what I'm saying.
It is.
A Death Star. It was named that because Death Star has maybe the one or small exploitable weakness, right? This is going to be mortal wounds, right? They have a 6-up vulnerable against mortal wounds. That's their thing.
Psychic.
But they from psychic powers, like there's, you know what I mean. But even so if you can put down mortal wounds in mass, I mean that's the one exploitable weakness. But spoiler alert, that's everyone's exploitable weakness.
Absolutely. The difference is the difference is these guys are rocking. So out of the 100 wounds, out of the 21 models, 36 of them are 5-up, if I'm not mistaken, toughness 5. The rest of them are toughness 6 wounds. Are you kidding me? You're at like 50-50, toughness 6 to toughness 5 wounds. The entire army has a 4-up or better and vulnerable save. The entire army has a 2-up save period.
And like you said, 4 wounds is the perfect wound count to exploit damage.
Because it forces them to target them at least twice.
Use obliterators, for example. Best stat, obliterators are amazing. Y'all drop in obliterators against, I can't say how many games I've won with obliterators dropping in and vaping a Castellan robot star. Vape,
which is shooting impossible.
You know what I mean? Like all this crazy stuff, with the right rolls. So the right rolls are 3 rend, 3 damage, 12 shots, shoot again, right? Hit on a good number, rerolling 1s, winning on 2s with a command point. What you're saying here is every time you fail a 4-up save, I only do 3 wounds to a 4-wound model, meaning I have to burn an entire set of 3 new wounds to kill that guy with no bleed over. So like it's literally 6 damage. So like if I roll 3 damage on my obliterators, might as well have rolled 2 damage.
And if you roll 1, you might as well not have shot him.
Might as well not shoot him.
You should have shot some else. 33% of the time it is going to be useless.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And with a 2-up save model, they're 2-up save, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing is like when you have things that you like with variable AP or just AP -1, AP -1 is garbage versus 2-up saves.
They all have storm shields now.
Yeah, they're all just like, okay, we still have 4. It was different when it was a Terminator with 2 wounds, because that 2 wounds might as well be 1 wounds in 40K.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But 4 wounds, 2-up save. That's one of the things that makes the Leviathan so hard to interact with the Leviathan Dreadnought. It's because there's a 2-up save.
Absolutely. No, this is unbelievable. The power that is coming from it. So for Haspel, I said it. I am so when Haspel is pumped about an army, it makes me pumped.
Yeah. And I feel like, to use some wine terminology, I feel these will pair extremely well with like an Imperial soup army consisting of Sisters of Battle, Sisters of Silence, Grey Knight Purgation squads, maybe.
Yo, don't get it twisted. I would love to have this 1,000 points as part of one of my battalion. I'm actually looking at either a battalion of Sisters and then a battalion of Astra Militarum, or a battalion of Sisters and a brigade of Astra Militarum. But you best believe the Saints ass wants to be all up in my bike army.
All up in there.
Are you kidding me? You have 3 stallions in the world now.
I mean, I'm gonna call it right now. Adepticon 2018, 4-man team, the biggest, event in the world. Custodes are gonna be a part of that.
7 years later.
You heard it here first.
Custodes are gonna be a big part of that, because that is, you know what I mean? Like, hey, what's your 1,000 points? 10 bikes. What's your 1,000 points? 10 bikes.
Yeah.
We could release Cheeto cells out of bikes.
Unbelievable. GW, you knocked this one out of the park. I love it.
It's a good book.
Power level, I don't want to say that it's not going to win a GT, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Okay, whatever. It is an amazing book. This book has all the fluff. It has given us shit to be excited about. If you don't like this book, get out of here.
If you don't like this book, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Because you obviously don't chew big red.
I wanted Xenos.
Oh, Xenos are coming. Don't get it twisted.
But and even if you were to rate it on a 1 to 10, you'd have to do the caveat scale. It'd have to be a split scale, because as a singular codex, no, it's not that tight. As we mentioned, you're not going to get enough command points.
Correct.
Treating it as a proper 8th edition Warhammer 40k list, as Haspel said, it pairs well with other lists, other soup builds. You will. It's a 10.
Space Marines just got better with this book.
Yeah.
Astra Militarum just got better with this book.
It just almost every hole I complain about with my Grey Knights just got fixed.
Yep.
I like this book better than Demons.
Dude.
And I feel like they're almost supposed to be paired with Grey Knights because of their lack of psychic defense and psychic power.
Sure. And potentially even, yeah. So Robbie B, you literally, I was debating in my mind, like, damn, do I go hard with the bold statement right now? Like, I really think that is. I'm with you. I am more hyped about this book than the fucking Demon book that just dropped. Now,
I'm not a fan.
I do believe that some of the best players of 40K in the US play Demons.
Demons are always good in general.
Those guys are going to win a GT, in my opinion. If they pick up Custodes, they could win a GT with it because they're the best players in the country.
Yep.
So, but they do it with Demons, and they consistently do it with Demons. So I'm not saying that the book is shit. It is obviously good. It is, but I am more hyped. I love these stratagems. I love these units. I love that what this does to 8th edition 40K.
Agreed.
Gangster. Well, I think we covered it pretty well. I think that we need to get out of here because LVO this weekend, and some motherfuckers are still painting models for their LVO.
Nice.
Rob, any closing remarks?
I was just gonna ask Haspel to take us out of here and not say bikes.
All right, I won't say bikes. From the dawn of time we came, moving silently down through the centuries, living many secret lives, struggling to reach the time of the gathering, when the few who remain will battle to the last. No one has ever known we were among you until now.